Hi everyone, how are you? How's it going? Today I would like to share information uh, about maybe I give you a hint and then you will able to figure out what is the subject what I would like which I would like to share information about with you. The first thing what you will notice when it comes to these conditions, human life's scientifically proven conditions, which aren't really applying to human nature because of the adjustments, then the transformations which are taking place, and this this mutation or abnormality or victimization, zombification in a sense too, and animalization and hybridization. Hybridization is probably the best label to label this or categorize this condition. What many people have around the world these days, probably half of the population has this kind of condition. This is a sexual condition, so this should be a huge help for everyone. This type of transformation has other branches. Uh, this type of transformations take they transform people sexualities, sexual desires, sexual abilities. This condition could be today enhanced and supported. Of course, in the ancient times, it was also possible to do it so. Ever since humans were humans, and the humans were uh, kept kept together with any alien natures or any alien nature carrying elements, things, beings, or effects. Human nature always got ruined. Not all human nature got equally as much diverted or perverted or changed or transformed, but most humans have gone through the nature abuses, which this lifestyle, those people who got this kind of infections, then those caused by, of course, radioactive pollution, firstly, of certain areas of the brain cells, and radioactive pollutions of certain areas of specific organs, which are all responsible for our sexualities. These radiation decay opposite the nature of the chromosome, the way they will be built up, if they are supported physically. So now we're talking about radioactive decay, alien nature, which will opposite human nature in a certain way. This is oppositing human nature sexually. By now, probably most people already figured out what's the main subject. The main subject is homosexuality. And also all the rest of the branches which were somewhat has been a consequences of homosexual behaviors. Homosexuality is a very sensitive topic today because many people's cells chromosomes in the cells has been polluted energetically, then physically, and psychologically also. Therefore, there was no other option for the biologies or for the neurological systems than the biologies, than the psychologies to actually transform into different sexual orientations, and perhaps in many cases, homosexuals transform the homosexual effect transformed in many cases the entire physiologies of humans. So when the chromosomes getting produced, the chromosomes need a human nature friendly environmental conditions when they're getting reproduced between the cellular structure, and the nature of these chromosomes will determine our sexual abilities. If we are exposed to more feminine radioactive radiations or decays, in this case of course, because unnatural changes will always come with decays, trouble, pain, acidifications, before the pain hopefully could be or would be or will be eased, treated, comforted. So it is in a way perverting the human biological system, human design, because every organ clearly represents its own original functionality. So Filipinas or Filipinos would say that the kiki belongs to the titi. The kiki belongs to the titi, and the titi belongs to the kiki. That means the penis belonging to the vagina, into the vagina, and the vagina meant to host the penis. When it comes to the human biological system, at first the human biological system always getting troubled energetically. If you have a whole bunch of already homosexualized or bisexualized or lesbianized individuals with individuals who don't have that transformation, that kind of adjustment ongoing yet in their lives, then it will influence the heterosexual participants. The homosexual behaviors will influence heterosexual behaviors, and could also change, like literally infect. I'm not gonna say inspire to change, because we're not talking about a natural event. We're talking about an unnatural process. We're talking about an unnatural behavior. We're talking about a not natural event. So instead of humans being healed, when it comes to our chromosomes, because there's only one chromosome will determine. Everybody knows we have lots of X and Y chromosomes, and only one chromosome out of 40 something will determine either someone will be attracted to males or females, or both, depending on how far that infected bacterial virus nature infected, starting with bacterial nature energy which comes from alien nature carrying elements. Again, in the number one rank, there is vibranium that just disturbs, then harms and infects everything that is human natured originally with the opposite nature. It's a destroyer, it's a weapon. There was really no other use for any of the alien nature, or there is no any other use for any of the alien natured elements besides having them weaponized already. Besides weaponizing them, there is no other use for any alien nature element on Earth. And there is no any good use in any other alien planet either for any alien nature elements. So humans, when we will visit other planets, we will have to be kept safe from any alien natured elements to remain humans and to remain healthy, to remain wholesome, divine, to remain genuine, original, pure, to remain your female, physically your female soul's physical manifestation, as well as psychological manifestation, or to remain your male soul's male physical manifestation, as well as psychological manifestation. Now that's normal. Anything from that is a sickness, an illness, a mutation, destitute. There's no any way around it. It is possible to correct any physiologies or to follow up on the polluted and ongoing nature which is about to make the human biological system to adapt to a lifestyle which was not actually in before sexually. And yeah, I don't know any really real happy stories when it comes to that case. I only met people with psychological issues who went through the gay life transitioning. Homosexuals or bisexuals, or in that category, those people, like all the rest of the perverts and perverted people, compared to what human nature meant to do, with its only two genders, all the rest are perverts and or disabled. There are also disabled people, they just don't have anything to do it with anymore, due to cancerations, again, animal nature infections, alien nature infections. Alien nature infections are the cause of all troubles in the entire world. Not you, not me, not humans. And then with that as a product, the entire animal race and animal nature in different styles, all they are about as is, simply because they are around humans or inside of humans or with humans. Definitely never by humans or for humans, never. So they cause biological radiation decays, and that those biological radiation decays will cause, accordingly the type of bacterial virus nature, they will cause transformations if humans will get infected by them. If they get inside of humans, the neurological system has been jeopardized. The neurological system has been infected, has been attacked by killers of its energy, especially polluters and killers of it. When that happens, anybody who has having animals around or putting animals inside of them or something through them are actually putting animals inside of them, like alien bugs, aliens literally, As is, the human planet became an alien brewery, which is of course against human rights, against all natural laws, including the natural laws of the animal race or the aliens. They don't like that idea either, even though they want the human soul, because the human soul has energy better than anything else, especially if it's pure, if it's clean. Of course, I don't have to say that hurting each other simply because we are differently sexually oriented, or disrespecting each other simply because we are differently sexually oriented, or causing harm ways, sabotaging each other, or just showing disrespect in any ways is one of the biggest crimes what I can imagine in this world today. It's like going to an already obviously bothered human soul and start hurting it. That's how evil is that. Of course, when it comes to going to an actual healthy human soul, with healthy human physiology, psychology with it, and hurting that, that is an actual, that's actually the biggest crime on the human planet. And it only will fall to second place when it comes to hurting already infected people because of infections, simply because unfortunately when there are infections inside of people, they are also infectious. When there are a certain type of damages inside of people what they psychologically cannot handle anymore humanely, then they will be damaging, they will be destructive, disturbing. If there are people with energy losses, cellular energy losses, because these signal molecules got already infected by alien nature carrying biological radiations from their pets or what they ate or from other wild animals. I used to say natural animals, but they are just wild. That's why they call the animal race and not animal kind. So animal race are racist. Animal nature is racist. No other nature is actually racist besides animal nature, which is a natural alien nature carrier. So aliens are all racist, mostly more racist than the animals themselves. The animals are not fully alien natured. There are hybrids which are more alien natured, as more they looking like as more alienated they are. And there's more acidic the vital fuels are, like blood. There's more acidic they are, and there's more violent too. Now these are the alien natures which were destroying humans' original nature with their pollutions. So as long as they are around, which are carrying it because they chronologically decayed, acidified, so the animal race, as long as they are around, there is no way humans will ever be safe, healthy, divine, holy, wholesome. That's like trying to have a nice bowl of soup, and you know there are dirty socks in it. You will not have a nice bowl of soup with dirty socks in it, guarantee. Or trying to have a good night's sleep in your own bedroom and having a big pile of poo emanating and spreading all the viruses out of it. Animal poo today is almost everywhere, if for nothing else because they fart, they sweat, they throw up, they have waste eliminations just like any other living beings. And they wiggle it around too, like dogs, the opposite of cats, or the opposite of cat, dog. put the asshole to right under your face, and wiggles it away too. What's in the back, like, hanging on since God knows how long. Since they were eating animals just like most humans, and they got rotten in there, and then it's stuck on the walls of the large intestine or small intestine. Anus area, the nastiest place in every living being is anus area. But also the anus area, so the reason why it's very important to keep the anus area clean and healthy too. So you don't want to bang each other like homosexuals sometimes or bisexuals. Alien nature through them, go hard on each other. I can only imagine. I never had that experience and never want to or never wish to anyone. And if you have a hard time to go to the washroom, everything would just come through them. They would need to be pampered. I saw a couple of patients, not only raped patients, but also patients who something threw them because their mind got stolen from them through radioactive devices or radiations or bacterial virus natures. You want your children to be gay? Feed them chickens. It was an actual commercial in the 80s in San Diego. So that's how real it is. You become a little bit a lizard hybrid when you eat chickens. Because they are like evolved lizards, evolved reptilians. Evolved reptilians, that's a better way to put it. Like all the birds are, or all the animals are in a way, I think. Mostly. Before that, they were vicious bugs of all sorts and hybrids of all sorts. So, do I think homosexual bisexuality could be healed? Yes. As long as you don't have the alien nature carrying pollution in you anymore, and it's not affecting you anymore, and or of course, you need to get rid of it. You need to clean with your biology with Super 8. Then you need to support it with Super 8, Super 16, and then that 8, that autoimmune disease syndrome, which resulting that opposited biological dysfunctionality, then it will disappear. There's no pollution, and there is nothing to pollute you again, or there's nothing to keep that pollution up, like to sustain it. Then you will not be sick. You are just energy. Remember that, pure life force energy. If you got a physiology of the human soul, your physiology should be like that. With Super 16 or Super 8, you will be like that. You will have the optimum height, the optimum weight, optimum look. You will be just as beautiful as your human soul is. Because that's what the Super 8 is meant to do. Is to synchronize the human soul qualities with the human physiological as well as psychological qualities. So all humans will finally have a chance to naturally become humans again. That means to become alive as humans again, instead of anything else. Isn't that what everybody is doing everything for? To have more blissful human right experiences? Do you think any lesbians, homosexuals or bisexuals or any other perverted, mutated sexualities would be like that? Would have been infected like that if they would have been if they would given a better choice? I mean, rather than to become something else, they just simply didn't have a better choice. Sometimes it was something what they realized. Sometimes it was nothing. Sometimes they didn't realize anything. Probably about half of the population sexually already changed. That's the nicest way to put it. Hopefully they were able to go through that transitioning in the most human friendly ways, in the most humane ways, which is possible. Actually, it's extremely hard since there is alien nature causing, primarily an alien nature causing electromagnetic radiation effect behind it, like decay. So it's almost impossible to make the transitioning completely pleasantful, like humanely pleasantful. That means aligning to human rights, since we're talking about breaking nature. So it is against nature. So that's like we call it an offense of natural law. Natural laws. What's happening? So having that offense and that process aligning or synchronized with human rights law, it's nearly impossible. Because human rights is all about preserving, sustaining original natural human qualities. In this case today, when homosexuality and all the rest of the products of it, or almost products of it, manifested, probably are 4 billion people having sexual defects and disorders with it too, of course, and disabilities too, and all that. And of course, sometimes we call them abilities. But anyhow, let's go. Let's go back to the topic. So human rights give a chance for these already sexually mutated or converted people. I mean, pretty much means the same thing. Or neutralized people in many cases, gives a chance to still feel like they could live accordingly human rights simply by not being offensive or violating to other people's lifestyles. So if, as long as they can respect other people's lifestyles with an open mind and with an open heart, when your mind is open and it's working, it's like a parachute. So yeah, you can tell me straight up, I'm heterosexual. You can tell me straight up, I need a girlfriend. You can tell me straight up, no problem. I should be able to do the same thing to you. You're homosexual, you need a boyfriend. I might know someone. Why not? See, living this abnormality, unnaturality, or not naturality through naturally, those who are natural, it's for us it's a little bit easier, but those who are in the not natural process, for them most of the times it's very hard. And that's not because they're not being respected. It's because there is a human soul that has meant to be, which has meant to stay original. And it takes practice and experiences before someone finally could say, okay, I am a full woman. I was born as a man and I was bi, whatnot. I'm now a full woman and I'm happy as is, really. So again, everything is possible. Now, if it would be up to me, I would stick with healing the human population back to its original nature, because that what my human integrity tells me that is right. We have the ability to do it, so to repair chromosomes and genes. Natural gene therapies like the ones I mentioned, the Super 8, Super 16, there will be a Super 24. That's just like my research, evidentially proven, scientifically proven research results. And there are so many out there, and many other ways to heal. Some people use this pink purple light the heal entire anything physiology. Can bring you back from you. They can build human physiologies with that. That in the Amazons used to. The Amazons are big at that, but every this technology used to be everywhere on the planet. I think it is still everywhere. Yeah, so there's many ways to heal. I would rather humans to heal, to support fully humans to heal, no matter what misalignments, disorders, illnesses, sicknesses, diseases, damages may happen to going through them. Okay, they don't belong to humans. It's not your sickness, not your disease, not your decay. All of those has been caused by decays and sicknesses and illnesses and diseases and infections and the bad radiation, starting with bad energy. So that's what I would do. I would enforce humans to repair their chromosome reproduction abilities, but I would fully support any human. And as long as there is no human rights violation occurring through those who were transformed, who got through the transitioning, and or even those who didn't gone through it yet, they are somewhere. As long as there are no human rights and violations, starting with discriminations, disrespectfulness against any others, especially those who are actually well. As long as there are no violations towards those, they have, as far as I know, every human's life in really in it is in her or his hand. Now, the question is it really you? When something through you does something what is actually not belonging to your original qualities. And some people who were born with, let's say, both genders, both they were born with the sexual, with having different sexual orientations, desires or abilities. For those people, again, repair should be available. I know it is available. And if they cannot do it, they don't want to do it. As long as, again, there are no violations, no disrespect, no offenses against any others, especially those who are not who haven't been sickened and having needed to get to heal out of it, to be healed out of it in one way or another, either to be this or that or none or all. As I heard, in Thailand there are more than 18 different genders already now. I heard people go making out with animals and all different, pretty much anything and everything and pretty much anytime and pretty much anywhere. Now you can tell that the universe does go, it is going through, obviously, to the entire planet and affecting anything what it can, with anything what it can. Hey, my best regards to all the different sexual orientations, as well as, of course, especially to heterosexual orientations, because I am heterosexual and I have to be biased about this since it is the one it is the one which realistically inherited with the original human energetic, physical, as well as psychological qualities. That's homosexual. That's heterosexuality. Okay, so homosexuality and bisexuality and all the rest of the sexualities besides it are technically biological threats weapons and hazards to all the rest of them who are not diverted, not all the which has not been violated or changed. So yeah, it's not an easy task, but it is possible to show respect. When you receive respect, I think it's easy to respect back. And then if you can't, it's not you doing it. And then at that point, you will have to make sure that you will respect those who did not disrespect you before. Something through you disrespected someone simply because they had a strong soul, a strong light, inner light emanating, radiating through them, because our inner light has not been abused. Fortunately, we were able to preserve our autoimmune systems well enough yet. But that doesn't mean that anytime in the future it will not be changed. Nobody is invincible. Everybody is fragile. Everybody is sensitive. But in the time being, everybody is also tough. Firstly, everybody wants to live. To live with others, you need respect. No matter what your differences are. If there are offences going through you, or harm's way, or violations against human rights, like privacy, like being able to freely choose, as long as you're not doing anything wrong, you're free to choose to do whatever. Yeah, so we been trying the impossible to make it possible since a long time ago, in the past few 100,000 years, since the area radiation decay started with vibranium landing in the planet. Luckily, it didn't go to the core, onto the core, or to the poles or the inner. Luckily, it only crossed down to the underworld area. The pole got crooked, and then the planet got crooked with it, including the population on it. True story. So those who are not crooked, who were able to remain straight, like the original state of how about positioning of the human planet. Now we need to be careful when the planet will be repaired and the pole will be straight again, including most of the human populations, then, or all of it perhaps. Then we need to be careful not to have floods. I mean, probably it's not possible to avoid floods and extreme temperature changes. So we will need to make sure that we will be able to escape safely. I would suggest to go up. And then once the planet settled back, because all the humans' blood will be clean, as well as our cells will be clean. So the red matter will be able to activate with the green matter, and then we will be able to deport all the alien elements and alien natures. That's the only way. I think it's a good deal. Think about it. No more sufferings. By the time, of course, we need to make sure that we will be able to either dimensionally shift or shift through space and physically transport ourselves away from the planet a little bit. I think it will depends on how will it get done, but as long as we are healed, we also will be ready to safely stay away from the planet a little bit until it settles back. Clean heart, clean mind, clean cells, clean life.